welcome to this Halloween reading. Let's go to the reading.
So this is the reading for those of you who chose the Golden Andara. So I will begin to prepare the decks. So, as you have seen during the shuffling, we've had some jumping cards. I will address these first, and especially these two. They fell like this, and so there is a meaning behind the way they fall. The Two of Swords is about having to make a decision, but not being able to oversee the consequences of your decision. So that makes it very hard to make a thoroughly weighed out decision. So it's more a gamble than a real decision. And if we find this card beneath it, it means that this is a hidden influence in the decision-making process. And the card of the Dead is usually the card of endings, and which of course imply beginnings, and it is about transformation. So I suppose that you are in a situation this year, these jumping cards are much like the theme of the year. And the theme of the year is about making a decision because something has ended, and you are in a transformative process, and therefore you may have to choose literally which path you will go, which way you will go. And because of the transformative nature of this decision, you will not be able to oversee what it will lead to. And there is some advice for you about this decision-making process in these other cards, because we find the King of Cups, and the King of Cups hints at being able to use your feelings as a guide through your life, and not in the sense of just following every whim and emotion, but more in the sense of weighing out your feelings and using all your experience, your life's experience, and the knowledge of the human nature that you have to your disposal to kind of feel your way through this decision. So it is about the use of your feelings and emotions and your intuition as well, in a mature way, in order for you to be able to make a proper decision. Also, we find the Page of Earth, and the Page of Earth is, like you can see, a youngster that still needs to learn a lot. Especially about the material aspects of life. So there are issues that you quite don't have under control yet, and this year is about learning to get them under control. And I think it kind of doesn't matter which way you choose in this card, because this lesson will pop up anyway. Maybe in a different form, but it will be there. Now let me read the booklet for you for the Page of Earth. Commitment to prosperity, first signs of tangible success, undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off, dreams grounded in reality, start of a new project. Everything starts with a plan, and I am beginning to see results generate prosperity. I am a doer and I get to make my own decisions. I have the ability to attract what I need. So you have the ability to make your own decisions. That is a theme, of course, that comes back in this card. But this, because it's a page and that's not really addressed in the booklet, the page is the youngest of the court cards, and so it's also the least experienced and the one that needs to learn the most. So keep that in mind. There will be lessons ahead for you this year. Now let me begin with the first month, next month, November. We find the Six of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Queen of Earth. The Six of Swords is very much about leaving a situation behind, and I must redirect again to this card because this is also about leaving a situation behind. Something has come to an end for you. And it already starts next month where you decide to choose a different path, to move away, and sometimes even over great distances. You take only what you deem most necessary and worthy, and the rest you leave behind. That's also good advice, by the way. The Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, they tell me that you have the ability to, in whatever situation you are, you will be able to create prosperity, to maintain prosperity, and to live a fulfilled life, especially when it comes to material needs. You will have everything you need. You will not have any lack of any material kind. So there will be enough money. There will be enough resources for you to use, and you also know how to maintain those resources without depleting them. So you should not worry when you take this step, because inside yourself is the talent to always create the abundance that you need. And that, of course, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Earth, they are practically the same card, and therefore the same energy. So it's about being wise with your resources. You don't overspend, you don't spend money on things that you don't need, but you use it wisely, and therefore you will be able to maintain this Ten of Pentacles. But let me read the booklet about the Queen of Earth for you. Practical and grounded, trustworthy, earthy, resourceful, and a garden who tends to what has been planted. I am committed, down to earth, and clear about my goals. I am honest as I work with others to keep it real and be true to what we are doing and the challenges before us. I use all my resources wisely, whether they are finances, opportunities, or people willing to help me in my endeavors. So you are beginning a new adventure, but you have inside yourself all the capabilities to make it work. Continuing on with the next month of December, we find the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Moon, and Nine of Water. The Ace of Wands is usually the beginning of a creative project. We saw you last month moving away from the things that you had to start anew, and this is, I suspect, the project that you are starting. It's something new, it's something creative, it's something that makes you energetic and energized, and it's also something that will help you and others grow. Everyone who is working with you on this will grow as well. So it's about a development that is starting. And the Queen of Wands is again the mature matriarch of the court cards. So she has the feminine energies of this wand suit. So she's very intuitive, very warm-hearted, very homely, in a sense that she knows how to make people feel at ease around her. She's also very generous and very energetic and magnetic and attractive. So, and she also has the ability to do everything, to multitask and to do everything with a smile and make it look so easy, while it actually, most people wouldn't be able to do it, but she does it. So it awakens inside of you, this Ace of Wands awakens inside of you this energy. And this energy is what will propel you forwards. But also I find a warning of the moon. The moon is about intuition, and also the wands are usually very intuitive, instinctual suit. But the moon is more connected to the water suits. And also about fantasy, dream landscapes, and also about deception. Because in the moonlight, things may look different than they are in the daylight. So there may be things that coming your way that may look a certain way, but they end up totally different. So you need to be aware of that. I always consider the moon a warning for deception, and not as much as malign deception. So it's not other people trying to deceive you, but it's more like you perceive things in a certain way, and maybe your perception is more based in fantasy and dreams than in reality. So that is something I need to warn you about. And we find the Nine of Water, and the Nine of Water is about contentment. Contentment with what you have already, and also the danger of prematurely sitting back and relaxed, thinking that you've already there. But let me read the booklet about the Nine of Water for you. The Nine of Water: dreams come true, wishes fulfilled, completion, enjoyment, contentment, achievement of desire. I wouldn't say completion, because the 10 is actually the full completion. The 9 is like you're almost there, just one more step, and that is the point where you can easily find yourself content with what you've already reached, and not necessarily wanting to take that last step, which is usually the hardest. It is right to say no to what isn't right for me, and now is my time to experience wishes fulfilled, the sweet harvest that came about from seeds I planted. I drink in the aroma of successful endeavor, I take pride in my hard work and achievement, and savor the satisfaction of a job well done. I deserve to pause and acknowledge all I co-created, and I do it joyfully. This is very much about the feeling of pride and contentment, especially considering the other cards. You are able to start something up that energizes you. You are filled with dreams and fantasies on how it will be. And this in itself makes you feel extremely content with your situation at this point. The next month of January, we find the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the King of Earth. Now what I see here is that now in January the first troubles arise, the first discrepancies between what you dreamt it would be like, the moon in this month, the month of December, and how it turns out in reality. There are discrepancies, and that worries you. It keeps you up. Things are different than you expected them to be, and you might have to adjust your plans. It worries you because you need to change. You need to think about what to do next. So, yes, some trouble on the horizon. But also, I see a Knight of Cups, and a Knight of Cups is usually a very romantic card. There might be someone romantically interested in you, and he might even propose, or you might begin a new relationship. Also, I see that even though you are worried, you still have a group of very intimate and good friends that you very much enjoy in your life, and they are also a great support for you at this point. The King of Earth asks you to maintain and to uphold a solid foundation in the material aspects of this card, and that is probably what worries you. So, and there we go with this card. You're still learning to do certain things, and that is what's coming up right now in the month of January. Now let me read the King of Earth for you. Because the King of Earth is the energy that you need to address within yourself at this point. Enterprising, philanthropy, the ability to attract abundant wealth. Magnanimous, it's a word I don't know, maybe you do. Conscious manifesting and a reliable leader. I have trust and faith in the invisible, and I know it will manifest in the realm of form the way I need it to. Opportunity can be found anywhere and everywhere. Because I am competent and committed, I am ready for abundance to manifest now in the world of conditions in a form that is aligned with my highest good. I manifest all that I desire, consciously aware of the need to stay focused and grounded in the everyday work required. So it asks you to use your skills as far as you have them in order to address the situation that is at hand. But don't worry, you have a lover or a very intimate friend and a group of wonderful friends that always are there for you. The month of February, we find the Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and Seven of Water. The Queen of Pentacles, you seem to have refound your feminine mastery over the material realm. You remember how to do it again, to make sure that all the needs are met and you don't waste any resources. So I suspect you did what you needed to do because of this King of Earth in the previous month. You found her back inside yourself, but there's also a reaction to the worries that have come your way, because now you tend to clench and to hold on to the resources that you have, and that might be a slight disbalance, because you're holding on to things that sometimes need to be more fluid. It also is a sign that you are holding on to your resources in order to save up again. And the Knight of Pentacles is telling me that you are working extremely hard to again create this firm foundation of material resources that you need for your project. And there suits very much the Four of Pentacles, that you are very conservative with your resources and your money. You don't spend it at all if you don't have to, because you need to re-establish that firm foundation again. And the Seven of Water is about many different options, and again, not all options are what they seem. So again, there is this decision-making process going on. It probably is about deciding where to invest or how to invest, and you can never be quite sure what it is. It may look good at the first glance and it might turn out totally differently. But let me read the Seven of Water for you. Seven of Water, imagination, fantasy, artistic endeavors, co-creative abilities unleashed. Now is the time to tune in to the infinite possibilities that exist and begin to play with them. Everything begins in the world of imagination, and I seize the opportunity to dream. I allow my intuition and desire to blend in an alchemical way, forming something new. Castles in the air can become castles on the ground when I release rigidity, bend the rules, and remain flexible and open. Limitations and boundaries give way to manifestation. Spirit never doubts the power of possibility, and neither will I. So this is a very positive way of looking at it. But you must be aware that this card always also entails a warning about making the wrong decision. It's very well possible. Sometimes it's better to hold on to what you have and let these options solidify a little more in order for you to see what is the right choice to make. But the month of February is very much about re-establishing this firm base that you need, and being very conservative with your resources. We find the month of March. We find this is Judgment. It's a Dutch text here, so. Very different name from the usual decks. We find the Seven of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and Eight of Water. Now, Judgment is about things that are in a place just before completion. Judgment usually entails the dead being risen from their grave. So the Judgment cards usually tells me that things that you thought that were in the past will return once more in your life in order for you to deal with them properly and to finish it off. It's also about creating the new life in the form of this child. So do away with everything and work through everything that doesn't serve you at this point, and leave behind that which is serving you and is a possibility for growth, and also a sign of innocence as well. Very innocent of heart. So you must do away with emotions like guilt, fear, resentment, and things like that, and the questions that these feelings are tied into. And we see the Seven of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, we've seen the Seven of Cups in the previous month, but this month still this theme is active. So still there are fantasies and dreams that you may want to pursue, but you don't even know whether they are realistic or not. And you're still playing around with ideas. What shall I do? What shall I not do? How shall I do it? Which choice is beneficial and which choice is not? So you're still working on that. And in the meantime, we can see the Wheel of Fortune turning. So your situation is starting to turn around. If you are in a positive situation, you may be, you may need to prepare for some bad luck and more difficult times. But if you've had these difficult times, things will clear up for you and will become better. The Eight of Water is a sign that you are leaving something in an emotional way behind. So you've emotionally detached from something. I am not quite sure what that is, but I do think it has to do with this Judgment card. So it seems that some issues from the past you are able to detach yourself from and to be able to move on from them. Which in my turn I would suggest that would turn the Wheel of Fortune in a good manner for you. So you will find better times and an easier path ahead. I still need to read for you the Eight of Water, so I will do that. Journey of discovery, letting go and seeking a deeper meaning and greater authenticity beyond superficiality. All that glitters isn't gold, and I know that I always deserve authentic riches, the gold that fills me with joy, abundance, and understanding. I fearlessly pause to re-examine where I have been, where I am, and where I might go. Now I consciously choose the path that is right for me, instead of the one that seems likely to draw me onto it, or the one I feel I ought to walk. I am true to my heart. I've come as far as I can, and I leave. Let me turn over the page. And I leave wayside the last vestiges of illusion, the last bits of fear and shame. I will no longer hold on to what isn't right for me. So that quite says it all, especially in relationship with this card. You will be able to move on in the month of March. So then we continue to the month of April. We find the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Swords, and Five of Water. The Three of Pentacles is about a test of skills. It can be your first assignment, or your first client or customer, or maybe an exam or another test in which people kind of judge the work that you do and either appreciate it or not. It is always part of process that when you take up something new, there's always this time when you have to first use your skills, and always you become nervous and you don't know whether people will approve of what you do, will it be good enough. So this is a sense of insecurity, but also it is a positive sign because you did get the assignment, so it means that you probably are also up to par with your skills. It can also mean when you are in school or doing a college or a study or a course or a training, that you will have to do an exam in April. Nine of Cups, it tells me that you are again very content with your efforts thus far, and you don't really feel the urge anymore to move ahead. So things are going quite well. You are very content with your situation and with your with what you've established so far. And also I can see in the Four of Swords the need to take a rest, to go on a vacation, or just to take a week off and stay in bed for a week or something like that. Just take it easy, take it slow, clear your mind, go out in nature, and withdraw yourself from day-to-day life for a moment in order to recuperate, to clear your mind and to regain your energy. And we see Five of Water, so in the background there's still something nagging about that loss. We've seen you move on in the month of March, but maybe there are some feelings still there about good times that are lost and won't return. So let me read the 5 of water for you. Releasing grief, allowing sadness to rise and fall, forgiveness, the ebb and flow of emotion. I feel the fullness of my emotion as they wash through me. The ebb and flow are part of life, and I am present in my feelings today. I fully forgive myself and others and let go of any emotions that were holding me back from acknowledging the truth. I deserve the freedom that comes when I release what is no longer working for me. I make amends to those I may have harmed when emotion was coloring my perceptions. I surrender any resentment to the divine, knowing they can be transformed into miracles. Fearless inventories lead to liberation. So this is still kind of nagging you in the background, even though you are quite content. I suspect the moment when you take this rest, you will feel that this is coming up. And it's something that you need to allow to exist. Let it go, because emotions can only be healed when they are worked through. So take that as an advice. We continue on with the next month of May. And we find the Chariot. Oops. The 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Cups. And the Ace of Earth. It seems that there are different streams in this month. The one is that you are using your willpower and your desire and your strong-willed, strong-headedness to manifest some sort of direction in your life. And I can also say that this card is a sign that you are taking up something new again. Whether it is because you have to or because you want to, there is a very strong sense of determination and determining which direction you want to go, and being able to harness inside yourself the different impulses that will pull you in different directions. We all know that we have sometimes conflicting wants or desires. You manage to harmonize them by the sheer power of your will in order to get somewhere. But still, there is something not right this month. You have a feeling of even emotional and material poverty, actually. You feel deprived of the things that other people apparently do have, and there is this sadness about you about that. Maybe your endeavors haven't brought you what you wanted from them or what you hoped they would give. You worked hard but didn't get to harvest the results of your work, and therefore you feel impoverished and left out and not belonging where you are right now, and that evokes a feeling of sadness and loss. I cannot say for certain what is the fact here. Maybe even, but this is just pure speculation. Sometimes the Chariot refers to literally a chariot, a car. So it might even be that you wreck your car. I hope not for you. Let me know whether this one is correct for you or not. Also we find the Ace of Earth, and that is a sign of a new beginning, a new opportunity. So let me read this Ace of Earth for you. Prosperity in its purest form, concrete results in the physical world, abundance made manifest. I recognize the many forms of abundance and plenty, and I align myself with success. I can generate gold from the resources I have at my fingertips. I make an impact. The essence of prosperity is taking form in the material world. Now, that is a mantra that you can use when things are not working out the way you are. That is how you should perceive these cards anyway. So that's why I'm reading them from the book, because they're affirmations. But something is not going well. You seem to have lost something material, feel impoverished or left out, and the sadness that it brings with it. But this card also suggests not everything is lost. You still have something, and maybe it's that little something that you manage to steer into a direction in order to again manifest new opportunities, new chances to create abundance. If we go to the month of June, we find the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the King of Swords, and Seven of Earth. Two of Cups is about a love relationship, a very intimate, very innocent love relationship where both partners are equal to each other and share freely their feelings and emotions. They respect each other, they care for each other. So this is usually a very healthy love relationship. And the Ace of Cups tells me that there are new emotional landscapes that are presenting themselves to you. Possibly this relationship evokes in you an entire new vista, an emotional vista of looking at the world. And that also is used in an intellectual way. So it's like these emotions that you find in yourself add to your wisdom and knowledge and help you make decisions as well. And the Seven of Earth is usually about patience, waiting until the timing is right to do whatever you plan to do. And in the meantime, it seems that you are allowed some time to absolutely enjoy your relationship and enjoy the feelings that it evokes in you while you make up your mind and find your inner wisdom on how to proceed when the timing is right. Now let me read for you the Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth, opening up to a new strategy, being at a crossroads, a decision to be made. As I reflect on my progress to date and see where I stand, I contemplate whether I want to continue singing the same song or change my tune. I am always free to go back and reimagine what I might co-create. If what I manifested does not serve me as I thought it might, I don't have to be afraid to admit it is no longer for me. Whatever I choose to do, I am not afraid to start over, for I feel assured that Spirit will always support my highest good. I think this is something that you can take in consideration, especially in regards to the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups. It's about a revision of your feelings and Maybe even a revision of this relationship. Do you want to continue or do you not want to continue? The month of July brings you the King of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, the Emperor, and 2 of Water again. Now, the King of Wands is someone who is very adept and a leader, a very charismatic leader, and knows how to direct energies, not only of themselves, but also to the people that surround him. So this person usually ends up in a leadership role because he's very charismatic and very cunning in a way, or smart in a way of how to direct energies and to be able to get the most out of every situation. And the 9 of Pentacles suggests that there is a lot of gain that has been made, maybe by this person. So there is financial stability, there is abundance, there is almost everything that you could want for. All the resources that you need are there again. And the Emperor is very much akin to this King of Wands. They are both fire sign cards, and the Emperor is also a very strong leader, a manager who is taking an example of himself and bringing order and rules and regulations and not just to be the boss, but to actually achieve stability, very much about stability, and especially in the material realm. And the 2 of Water, I suspect this still hints at the relationship that was in question in the month of June. So I suspect that there is a solid basis to this relationship, and that the energy and the flow is still there, and there is possibly no need to discontinue this relationship. But let me read the 2 of Water for you. Harmonious partnership, loving and lasting relationship, heart connection between 2 souls. I partner with one who is in harmony with me. Together we explore what is and might be, knowing we are there for each other. 2 hearts beat as one as we take turns replenishing and encouraging the other. I have something who can bring out the best in... I have someone who can bring out the best in me, and I can do the same for another soul, for we are all expressions of divine love. So I suspect the conclusion that can be drawn is that the relationship does have a solid foundation and will continue on. Now we go to the month of August. And we find the 8 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups again, and the 2 of Earth. Now, I see someone stuck in a situation that you don't immediately see a way out. It can also refer to a pregnancy. Although I do not actually see that one confirmed in the other cards, I do see that there is possibly dependence on the generosity of your partner. This is about a relationship, and the 6 of Pentacles is about generosity. Maybe it's about giving and receiving, but since there is an 8 of Swords, I'm pretty sure that you are on the receiving end. And possibly your partner needs to make sure that your needs are met in a material way in order to continue. And the Two of Earth is also about balancing two different options or things or endeavors. So there is this energy of helplessness and being dependent on other people. Luckily, you do have someone around who will help you with that. And then you still have to juggle your way through some aspects of your life. But let me read the Two of Earth for you. Pleasurable work, adaptability, balance between work and play. My efforts bring me joy. Play and work are not separate because what I am doing is actually fun. If conditions change, I can switch gears easily. I am fully present in the excitement of creativity, and I am eager to experience the surprises that occur when seeds I have planted take root, sprout, and develop in unexpected ways. This is a time for flexibility and trust in how the universe will shape what is coming into being. One way or another, my dreams manifest in the material world. So this is also about maintaining a very positive attitude, even though you seem to be stuck, dependent on the generosity of others, mostly your significant other, your partner. The month of September, we find the Four of Staves, Wands, I keep making that mistake because this is very much like staves. The Ten of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Messenger of Earth. Now let me see what this means. I'm pretty sure what this means. This could refer to a wedding, a joyful party, a celebration of some sort, maybe a premature celebration of the good things yet to come. But also I see the Ten of Cups, so I am quite sure that this can be about a marriage, because you're extremely happy and you feel like a family has been started. The fullness only a family life can give you in emotional regard is what the Ten of Cups mean. And the Four of Staves seems to me that there is a wedding and the prospect of an extremely happy marriage. Things are in the working, developments follow up each other fast, but still nothing concrete has come out of it yet. So things are moving, but you don't necessarily know where it will land. Like these plumes, they are moving in the wind, things are happening, things are forming, but you don't know where they will end up. And the Messenger of Earth, let me read that one for you. Hardworking, proceeding with integrity, perseverance and grit, prudent and careful efforts, thoroughness, industriousness, stamina and dedication. I am in the flow, committed to co-creating with spirit effectively and efficiently. I do my best and never leave a job half done. I am dedicated and determined, knowing my efforts will pay off. I will also say that this card doesn't always have to apply to a marriage. It can also be about laying a foundation. Usually this card refers to the harvest, a feast of harvest that precedes the harvest. So this feast is a preparation before the harvest. And the Messenger of Earth is also working very much on the harvest, making sure that there is this financial and material stability and abundance that this celebration is preceding. So I think things will work out for you quite well in September. And if we move on to October, we find the Princess of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the King of Water. Now we have 2 water cards and 2 sword cards. The Princess of Cups, she is usually inexperienced and curious about new emotional vistas. She is learning and interested in all the wonders of the emotional realm. Also, this can be about discovering psychic abilities, discovering parts in yourself that you didn't know were there. And this King of Water is about the masculine aspect of this in a mature form. So this is about the mastery over emotions and wisdom about the human emotional makeup. So this is a combination of possibly psychic experiences and wisdom of the human nature, but also I see some bad omens here. We find the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords. And the Five of Swords is always about a struggle, a fight, usually about ideas, trying to get your ideas across or your plans across, but you face opposition and you need to sharpen your idea in order to win this debate. So this is not very much about a physical battle, but more of a battle of the mind, figuring out how you can do whatever it is that you want to do. And in the meantime, you must also be warned that there might be some illegal practices going on, maybe against you, or maybe you are on the verge of, because of your intent of winning this fight, you might resort to unethical measures. Either way, this is bad news because it's also a sign of bad karma. It may be that someone else managed to steal your intellectual property that you are trying to get across, and someone else makes way with it. It can also be that you are using questionable methods to get your ideas across. I see very much the energy of pushing forward, even if things are not going the way you want to. So be aware that this might be a quite difficult month to go through. A lot of emotions and a lot of mental struggles and mental and intellectual issues coming up for you this month. The best thing you can do is take the example of the King of Water and realize what you know about the human nature. Now, let me read what the King of Water has to say to you about this situation, or which mantra you can use for yourself. Generous, diplomatic, fair, gentle, a good listener, non-judgmental peacemaker, and a mediator. I see you can also may need someone like this, like a mediator in the conflict of ideas and methods of getting your ideas across. But let me continue. I honor and respect all beings, including myself, and see the commonalities we share and the spirit that is in all of us. I listen to other voices and blend them with my own wisdom before settling on an opinion, making a decision, or taking an action. I gently and lovingly lead others away from fear and divisiveness and into harmonious collaboration. I see. So the main theme here is that you realize that you need a mediator. So that might be you are not emotionally experienced and possibly competent enough to solve these conflicts on your own, and you might need a mediator. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. So that was your Yearwheel reading for this year. I hope you enjoyed it. You can always contact me for a private reading. My email address is in the description box below. You can also become a Patreon and get access to exclusive material and an exclusive Facebook group. If you don't want to do that, that is also okay with me. Then you can like, share and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload another video, you can click the bell icon. I hope you enjoyed it. I bless you and I wish you a great year. Bye!